Welcome back to the Computer Science Lab. This is session 7 or phase 7 of the MSc Computer Science final projects, and it's about analyzing and evaluating the results. The objectives of this session. Obviously, you can see that this is the most important phase of the project. It is the purpose of this. Analyze, compare, evaluate, draw conclusions, make recommendations. So making recommendations to that imaginary client is the goal of this project. Never, never, never forget it. If you forget about that goal, then you will deviate from everything, and then you will not know why you are doing what you are doing. So then the analysis and evaluation of the results is done with purpose, to draw conclusions and to make recommendations. Again, the mindset. Why we are doing what we are doing. The whole work that you have done so far, it is for this purpose here. The system that you have developed, the model that you have designed, implemented, the method, the algorithm to implement it and test it, it is to evaluate it. What can you say about it? That's the question. So, again, hopefully, at the end of this session, you should know what is expected from you at this stage of the project. What have you done so far? Obviously, then the experimentation phase now is done. We have results. We have experimented even further to improve those results. And in bullet points here, again, there are the type of projects that every student does, every MSc student. The data science students, okay, they have detected or predicted, so they have got those results about detection and prediction. The cybersecurity students have done their pen test, or they have evaluated, have experimented with the tool or methodology. The networking students have experimented with the protocol about the efficiency or effectiveness. The software engineering students have run the game engine, and again, cybersecurity students may have decided to evaluate an encryption method or protocol. Now that you have done the work, it is time to write the report. But what do you write on the report? So first we have to analyze and evaluate, and then we know what to write. A reminder here, what do we analyze? And I have highlighted here, okay, in bold letters, things that you can analyze and evaluate: the accuracy, precision, resolution, response time, the bandwidth. Okay? We can go through them one by one, but the most important thing is to make sense of the explanations of that. So then, in terms of accuracy, if you wanted to predict something, an algorithm that is used for prediction, house prices, stock exchange fluctuations. So then you get results, the actual data that you get there from the test. Precision, true positive, okay, and then true negatives, or resolution. Or if it is about an app, then you evaluate the efficiency in terms of bandwidth, how much data it generates, how it occupies bandwidth. Or it is about a model, a method, then maintainability can be evaluated, testability, how compatible it is. Reliability. If it is about a hardware project, then you want to know the reliability of the device, the product size, for example, the physical space that is required to store it on the system. So there are so many things that you can evaluate after you have obtained your results. An example here, the algorithm accuracy. How can you do that? Obviously, you need to have this confusion matrix here with false positives and false negatives and true positives and true negatives. So then you can start evaluating, and you can show how you improved everything, especially the false negatives, which are extremely important to bring them down. Okay? So that is the aim of your work in terms of improvement. And then you can evaluate that. So how good this algorithm is compared to another algorithm that shows this level of false negatives. Or prediction. This example here is about prediction. You see a diagram here of the complexity of the model. And then in red here, it is the test graph. And then on the left-hand side, you can see that higher bias, but then there is low variance between the test graph and the training graph here. And then as you move along, then the bias gets low, but then the variance can actually be bigger. So it has to be a meaningful analysis. So then, and it doesn't matter if there is a big variance between the two graphs. That your test, for example, that you have done the test results, when you compare them with the real results in the real world, and then there is so much variance between them, it doesn't matter. There is room for evaluation. You have an opportunity now to evaluate the accuracy and the precision of that algorithm that is used for this purpose. It is always an opportunity. So don't try to fake the results in order to actually match whatever you have seen there during your secondary research. This is an example about like encryption results, and then how actually the results are compared. The parameter 1 is time, the parameter 2 is the number of attributes and how they affect time. In the second graph here on the right hand side here, then the parameter 2 is the file size and how it affects time, okay, for encryption. So this is the goal of your primary work here. Always remember that. Always remember that it is to analyze, compare, evaluate, draw conclusions, and then recommend. Don't use it. Drop it, or continue to use it because it is still one of the best in the market to be used. So that is now the goal of the project. So then, or the purpose of the project. Based on that analysis and evaluation, you're going to draw conclusions. And see, phase 4 there is conclusions, and then you can make some useful, you have to make meaningful, you have to draw meaningful conclusions and to make useful recommendations to the client. Remember that in real life, the client is the sponsor of the project. And when they sponsor something, they need to have to see the benefits of sponsoring that. That's why they are interested in your results, in the real results. If you say to them that this method is out of date now, don't use it, or this algorithm is not good anymore, and there are new algorithms there that can be used, that is what they find useful there. So they can drop that and use but you have to justify why they have to make that change. That is the goal of a project. With that mindset, you're going to do an excellent job. So, we are actually towards the end of the MSc project now, because you implemented the system, you ran the system, got results, you analyzed the results, have made some useful recommendations to the client, and now you are ready to finalize your report. So that is what the next session will be about. How to write excellent project reports, because the report is what will put your project in the best light. And then from that report, you are going to devise and deliver a very good and excellent project demonstration, okay, to demonstrate what you have done in a Viva presentation. Okay, thank you, and then see you in the next session.